Okay, the 1850 census. Okay, the 1850 census was the first census where all the family members were listed, not just the head of household. Okay, so for the first time, we get a more accurate view of who's in the house and who's not. This is the blank form that they went by, and this is the dwelling number. And the way it worked is they would do it by house, how many houses they talked to, and this is the number of families in total that they enumerated. Okay, so if there was 3 families in one house, this might say 15, and this may say 15, 16, 17, and the next one would say 16, but it would really be 19 families. You see what I'm saying? So that's the differentiation between those two. The name of the person in the family, their age, their sex, and their color. All right? The occupation, and how much their real estate is worth, where they were born, and most people just put the state or the country. If they were married within the past year, if they attended school in the past year, and persons over 20 years of age who cannot read or write. And this is whether or not they're deaf, dumb, blind, or insane. Okay? So again, we're only interested in these first few columns here because we're just trying to place them in the family. So here's the 1850 census for Jefferson, Ellisburg. Okay, it will give you the date that this page was written on and who did it. Okay, so let's go down to the Tracys. Okay. Now this is the older Tracy, okay, the one that we've been working with, and you'll notice 2056, 2077. Okay, so there's a lot more families than houses. Caleb is 64. He's male. They didn't put white or black, so I'm but he's white. He's a farmer, $2,800 worth. And where he was born, Vermont, VT's Vermont. And I don't know why they did it this way, but that's just the way they did it. Okay? And then this is his wife, Susan. She's 62, and she's a female. Okay, they don't put their occupation or any of this other stuff. They just put where they were born. All right, so let's go look at. And again, I've put the information already in here. Now, the type of notes that we take now for these next few, the rest of the censuses actually, are quite different than the head of household. So what we do is we say we found it in the 1850 New York Federal Census for Jefferson County. We found him in Ellisburg on page 134, family 2077. Okay, we already covered that. He was born in Vermont, and his age is 64. And he's married and living with his wife in this case. Now, if there were children, I would put family. If it was just the wife and the husband was dead, I'd say widowed, living with children. It just gives me an idea at a glance what the census said. Okay, and his occupation is a farmer. Now, that's really all we care about in the 1850, 60, and 70 census. Okay. As far as what we want from the census, the 1850, the 1860, and the 1870 are pretty much the same. Okay, so let me show you what I did with Susanna. Now I copied the same notes that were in Caleb's, and I pasted them here. Now you'll notice difference. Okay, the occupation line is missing because she doesn't have one because she's the wife. But married, living with husband, 62, Vermont, same page, same that. Okay? What I want to try to do is get to the other Caleb, which is right here, and show you his family because it's just a little bit different. So I wanted to show you the difference. Oh, he's on the same page. Where is he? Did I push the wrong button again? Well, it's taking me to the same page. That's strange. Let me see. I know I found this before. Oh, because he's in Utah. That's why. Okay, in the 1850 census, he's there. So let's see if we can go back and find it. All right. Edit, search, Caleb Tracy, in Utah. There he is. Right there. No, that's not him either. Well, I think it is. Oh, yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so this is him. In fact, several of his brothers are here. But there's Caleb. And as you can tell, this is kind of the same basic information. And they use these little double quotes to show it's the same as the last one. If you go back at the top, it says farmer. Okay? So when you look at the notes for Caleb, oh, wrong button. When you look at the notes for Caleb, okay, he's in Ogden, Weber, in Utah, Weber County, Ogden, page 14, family 63. Born in New York, ages 34, married and living with family, and he's a farmer. Okay? And then I did the same thing with the wife. Okay, 1850, no occupation line. All right? So for the guy, there's 5 lines. For the girl, there's 4. For the kids, there's 4. Okay, let me show you the kids. Now, James was the only one in there. Now, we noticed that on the 1840 census, there was a girl with the family. Now she's not there. We must assume, although we shouldn't do that, that she died before 1850. Okay? But here is, okay, so he was born in New York, ages 10. He's single and living with his parents. Okay? And there's no other children listed. So that's kind of the 1850 census. Just remember the format, and that the guys have 5 because they have an occupation line, and the women and children don't. Okay, so that's the 1850 census.